All right, so I'm going to put a link to my Patreon. I did a much longer video on my Patreon, and I wanted to show you guys how to get to this point here real quick and to do something like this. Where you see this is much longer, and you would have joined those. I would flip this around because it's backwards. Hang on. Now, so I'd go like this. In all honesty, and I would start from here and work my way that way. These, however, are much harder to manipulate and do because they're so thick. These are 12 gauge galvanized steel wire. I make the wire myself. It's just a roll of wire, and I turn and make the rings myself. Now, you can buy the rings, but chances are you're going to get 12 gauge galvanized steel fairly cheap is zero. You get 100 feet of wire for $100. No, correction, $20. I think it was 19, or was it 29? Anyway, I'll put a link in the description below for something like this, and that way you guys can understand what you're doing with buying the material to make the rings. Or if you want to, you can just buy the rings, but they're going to be very expensive because, I mean, literally, look at how much ring I can get for, you know, way less than 50 bucks. Let's do that way. And this is what you use to for fencing and or on a farm or something, to wrap the fence around the pole. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those links you do, and you would use something like this. And I tried to make a coif out of this. It was so heavy that it was not functional to wear, and it definitely wasn't as protective. You'd have to have a very thick padding, almost like a football helmet underneath it, in order for you not to sustain any injury, because it would not stop a blade or an arrow. Definitely an arrow. And I've already shot the other bigger piece. And yeah, that's pretty much the bottom line. Is it's only there for decoration. The riveted chainmail 8mm is a lot better. 9mm is a lot better. That could be 10mm, but I can throw the link in the description below for you guys to check into all this stuff if you want to do that. What you're doing is you're grabbing this, and you're going to make a 4-in-1 link, and you're just going to put 4 little circles on there, and you close it up. And then you're going to make a butterfly like that. And then you're going to make another one. 1, 2. These are all different sizes too. They're not exactly the same. But the idea is to be able to put them together no matter what and use them. Like I said, this will be cosplay, decoration. Would not be using these in actual battle unless you had to, and there is no have to at this point. So now you've got 2 of these. Now what you want to do is you want to crank this around to where the middle circle there is pointing at you, and you'll know how to do that. And you'll do both links exactly the same way, and then you'll take a ring, open it up, and then you'll join those 2 rings. So I can do this without getting in the way. Okay, so that's magnetic. Here, I'll do it this way. Put that together like that. And then drop these 2 down. This is, I'm actually cheating. This is not how you do this. But for time, I'll put them together like that. Drop them down. Voila. There you go. Crank that around. Then I would, if I wanted to join that, which I'll do that real quick. And you should be able to see this okay. I'll open this up. I won't use that one for that specific thing. And then I just grab these two and weave it in. And grab these two. Now there's other ways to do this, but this works for me. Okay, so I missed one, I think. All right, so this is trial and error on this one because I really can't see what I'm doing. I need more light in this area. So I plan on doing that. All right. Okay, so I'll try it again. Get on there. I had it going backwards because I got to set it backwards to where it would sit into that area there. Okay, there we go. That's how that should look. All right, much better. There we go. Pay attention to detail. So what I would do then is I would take links, and I don't have enough of those made up right here to do all this, and I would put this all together, weave it together. So what you're doing is you're doing one line like this, and you just keep going. You can make it as long as you want to, and then you make multiple of about the same size, or it has to be pretty much exactly the same size. And you can just slap that together and continue to make these, and until you make a sheet. You can make a bread spread out of those if you want to, but that would be a little bit counterproductive. What you want to do is you want to make it, okay, you measure your chest, you measure your stomach, and the biggest measurement you got is how far you want to make that, and you add 2 inches for clothes that you might wear in the wintertime, or thicker gambeson, so on and so forth. You have to put the clothes on and be the size that you're going to be in order to make as much as this you can and make a shirt. And I'll show you my shirt here in a second. It'll be on the end of the video. You guys will know exactly what that is. This is not hard, but I will have a tutorial on how to make the rings my way using a drill and a dowel rod I made for the 10 millimeter. And then, of course, this is the smaller, less than 10 millimeter size. Or right about, this is about, yeah. You see there's multiple sizes here. And I'm just dealing with that because that was what was left over. And I've shot these and broken some of them, and so they're a little smaller like that one there. And then you got this one here, which this one here, you can pretty much put that inside that one. But it's the thing is, as long as they're fastened together, they'll be fine, and they'll look pretty much, you know, very much like this. You just got to want to, and that's the thing. So it goes with the bigger ones. They're a lot harder to manipulate. You need much stronger needle nose. The pliers that you get with a kit when you do this, and the link will be in the description for all this, so that way you can go through it and check it out and see what I'm saying. They are not strong enough to manipulate something this big. You would have to use these or these aluminum ones, which are much smaller, and I'll show you this. These are much smaller, and I weaved these together, and that was a pain in the butt. It took forever to get that together. But once you get going, you start to learn it, and it becomes pretty much like crochet or anything else that you pick up, you know, you want to do. I still have quite a few links. I went through and closed all of these. Some of them are still kind of together. There's a couple of them that are not closed, but most of them are, and they were part of a project that I did with a coif, and I wanted to do a shirt too, but when I looked to see how much weight was on the coif alone, the coif itself was over 20 pounds. The shirt itself would have been probably closer to 60 pounds, or maybe even 80. I know that the shirt I'm getting ready to show you is roughly 35, I think, pounds. not including the chain or the coif that is with the shirt that I'm getting ready to show you. I'm going to show you this whole thing here in a second. I made that. I threw a little brass cross on there. It's my little Crusader get up for Halloween cosplay and so on and so forth. Not really being to be used for actual combat. It will not protect you from anything. But you know, you're going to see this and you're going to see what I'm doing with it, as I've already done a video on that. So these are easy to do once you get the hang of it, and you just fall right into it. I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm a little clumsy right now, and that's just the way it is. So you guys check the link out and see if you want to join Patreon to learn more stuff. There will be a more detailed video on Patreon on how to make the links. I'll do a short one for YouTube and then see if you want to go over there and join up and be a paid subscriber for that. So that way you guys can get into some of the perks of very technical arrow making, very technical chainmail, very technical medieval armor, or other leather projects that I'm doing. I'm going to make a new sheath for my very long wannabe Kyber blade from SCZO store from off Amazon, and I'm going to make something a little bit more extravagant than just plain leather. So, but stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and we'll be back with a lot more. That way you guys can really get into understanding all this fun stuff that you can get into. So everybody be safe and stay warm. Take this off there. If I get it off there with one hand. Ugh. Chainmail I made. This is the coif. It is separate from the shirt, which I made also. Fits the zombie perfectly. I was like, damn. Too bad the zombie didn't have arms, so I could stick them through the, well, it does, but they're attached, so I can't stick the arms through the arm holes, which are here. So, yeah. About 3/4 sleeve. Or no, not even, that. Just sleeves, really. But there's your little brass cross right there. I didn't really make it real tight or anything. That part's irrelevant. It's just, there hanging. And it's just something I did, for fun. Wear it for Halloween and all that good stuff, but never really got a chance to do all that. But this is the same butted stuff you see or seen on the table. Yeah, it actually came out of here. I was going to do something with that, take some material off and take some of this, but I stopped. I don't know why I was doing that, but it works out. So it's actually pretty cool. So I'll be shooting this and see how much penetration I can get with different types of arrowheads, and it's going to tear it up pretty good, but it'll be worth it. It's all fun. I just went to the local hardware store or home improvement center and got some wire, made the rings with a drill and a dowel rod, and I'll go through all that in a longer video on Patreon. I'll do a quick brief video on Facebook, rather not Facebook, YouTube. Well, I'll do, and it'll be on Facebook too. So just make sure you subscribe so that way you can see all this fun stuff about to transpire. But yeah, we'll be shooting this guy here as soon as we get him outside in about a week to 10 days. It'll be after the 1st, and we should be able to put him outside in the sunshine and see how well he holds up in. But I may have to put some paint on him because his paint's starting to come off, so that would make him a little bit more weatherproof if it does drizzle.